We are at the end of the ROG Phone 6 week and we are ending it with the full review of the phone itself plus its accessories. We've talked about the phone's performance, features that elevate our gaming experience, and also the accessories that gave us more physical buttons while lowering the temperature as well, which is of course the cooler itself, and also a controller that looks and works like the Nintendo Joy-Con, and also its overpriced screen protector. And of course, let's not forget about all of the bikini cases that came along with the ROG Phone 6 and its accessories as well. You can watch all of those videos in the playlist at the top right corner there, but we still have many more details regarding the ROG Phone 6 that we have not talked about. That is why we are doing this full review. So let's begin. The ROG Phone 6 comes in a Pro and a non-Pro variant. Technically, they are both the same in terms of performance, and the one that we have here is the ROG Phone 6 Pro, and I'll most probably refer this as the ROG Phone 6 only because the Pro technically just means that it has the highest amount of RAM and storage and also has a frosted glass finish at the back here plus the ROG Vision screen. Honestly, I like the aesthetic of this frosted glass finish. It looks amazing and it's just so nice to touch on, yet it doesn't catch any fingerprints at all. But it is also extremely slippery, so that is why I always have a case on this phone. And I guess this is where we should talk about the lighting configuration of the ROG Phone 6 Pro. So as you can see here, we have the Dare to Play tag at the top of the phone from the back here, and it is also lit up in RGB. However, they don't seem to have a color cycling mode for that Dare to Play tag, so it's always in a single color. And exclusively for the ROG Phone 6 Pro, we have the ROG Vision screen, which reminds me of the ZenBook 14X OLED Space Edition with the Zen Vision. This ROG Vision is smaller, but it does have colors, and it is also customizable via the Armoury Crate software too. There are a lot of different presets for us to choose from, and we can also use our own custom images for the ROG Vision as well. And now, let's talk about the software side of things. The ROG Phone 6 runs Android 12, which is very close to stock Android as well. There are a few additional apps and customizations slapped on top of the stock Android experience, like the Armoury Crate software. However, the Armoury Crate software is getting more and more hectic as there are many more features packed inside that same software. We have the RGB customizations, the Dare to Play customizations, the ROG Vision customization, and also the AeroActive Cooler 6 customizations, everything in one single app. I mean, it's good to have an all-in-one app, but it's just cluttered now. The new game Genie also got an update in terms of its UI, and now it looks like a race car dashboard kind of situation, and it also provides a little bit more information compared to the previous UI. But as for the screen, it is using the same 6.7-inch AMOLED screen with the resolution of 2448 by 1080 pixels, and this is exactly the same as last year, but it is now capable of going up to 165Hz refresh rate. In terms of color accuracy, it's actually more or less on par with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So it covers 99.65% of sRGB and 97.64% of DCI-P3 color gamuts. However, the maximum delta E is slightly high as it can reach 2.49. But honestly speaking, it doesn't really matter that much because no one will realize the color inconsistency in the delta E number. The maximum brightness of this screen here is at about 560 nits of brightness on our unit here, and I think it's pretty decent, but it might struggle in extremely sunny day, but that's nothing too major. And if you want to know more about the speakers, then here's a quick sample for you to listen to. Honestly speaking, this speaker is amazing, just like the previous generations of the ROG phones, and that is because they still retain the front-facing stereo speakers. With great front-facing stereo speakers means that we'll also need good performance to complement the experience, and this is where the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 comes in, which is a stupid name by the way because we are gonna call it the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus instead. Remember, the ROG Phone has something called the X mode that levels up the performance. So when we're using the X mode, this chipset can run Genshin Impact version 2.7 and above when you're watching this video at the highest graphical settings at 60 FPS. Remember, since version 2.7, it seems to have a lot of optimizations done and the performance had been improved a lot. Still, this chipset is going to heat up a lot. During our gameplay, it reported up to 48 degrees Celsius, whereby our thermal camera reports 44 degrees Celsius around the middle of the screen from the front, where the SoC should be located, and then at the back is at about 38 degrees Celsius. It's definitely hot, but it's not crazy hot. As for the feature that elevates our gaming experience, the ROG Phone 6 still retains the capacitive air triggers, which I personally don't prefer, since I personally prefer the physical triggers on the Black Shark series of smartphones. But the ROG Phone 6 also has a lot of crazy accessories like the AeroActive Cooler 6, which adds 4 additional buttons to be used for gaming. We did an in-depth review of the AeroActive Cooler 6, which I highly recommend you to watch at the top right corner there. We can also use the ROG Kunai 3 gamepad to play games as well, which is located here. But that aside though, how's the battery life of the ROG Phone 6? With its 6000 mAh battery, it should last long even with the ROG Vision turned on, with all the RGB turned on as well, right? Well, technically yes, it can last for about 11.5 hours in our PC Mark 10 battery life test at 100 nits of brightness, and that is actually fantastic. The charging speed though, it's a bit tricky because ROG included a 65 watts charger inside the box, just like the ROG Phone 5, and it also supports USB PD PPS, so we can use our Ugreen 100 watts gun charger to charge the phone as well and get the exact same charging speed. We did our usual charging test and it takes about 34 minutes to reach from somewhere around 16% to 100% of battery life. But since the ROG Phone 6 has another USB port at the side, we decided to redo the charging test but on the side port, and it is practically the same in terms of charging speed. However, if we want to charge the phone with the AeroActive Cooler 6 attached at the same time with all the RGB blasting, then I redid the test and found out that there's a slight dip in terms of its charging speed, but it's nothing major. By the way, the ROG Phone 6 is also now IPX4 rated, and it also has an audio jack at the bottom of the phone. This is crucial if we want to play competitive games because I don't want to deal with audio delay at all, especially for games like PUBG, COD or Apex Legends, all of those games. And also the side USB-C port can also be used for HDMI output, just like every other ROG phones that has been released previously. So that's about all we have to share with you about the phone. In itself, the phone is rather boring in my opinion. There's nothing really groundbreaking compared to last year's ROG Phone 5, and all of the upgrades that we've got is as expected. So we got new cameras, upgraded chipset, some updates to the aesthetics, and that's about it. The accessories though is where things get a little bit funky. We have all of these accessories available now. The one that I want to highlight the most is of course the AeroActive Cooler 6 because it's a new design and whatnot like that. And then this case is surprisingly good. The Devil Case Light Guardian, it's a very nice looking case that provides 360 degrees protection. And then our microphone decided to fail on us because it ran out of battery. Well, it's pretty much my fault anyway. But that is pretty much the end of our review of the ROG Phone 6. So for the starting price of 3,599 ringgit, I think it is a very compelling option given that the Black Shark 5 Pro with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, not the Plus version, is starting at 100 ringgit more expensive than the ROG Phone 6. And of course, the version of the ROG Phone 6 that we have here is the Pro variant, which means it has the most amount of storage, RAM, and it also looks different. And this also concludes our whole week of ROG Phone 6 content. This was prepared and filmed 1 week in advance, and I truly appreciate it if you like this video and also share it with your friends, and also watch our entire playlist of all of the other videos regarding the ROG Phone 6. Of course, we'll also be continuing our yearly tradition where we compare the ROG Phone 6 and the Black Shark 5 Pro. That video is coming soon. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions regarding the ROG Phone 6, do let us know down in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.